This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Monday, October 21st, 2024. I'm Marek Mazurik. Direct international flights will return to Indianapolis International Airport next year through a new transatlantic route to Dublin. Airport city and state officials made the announcement Monday that beginning on May 3rd of next year, the airport will see direct flights 4 days a week through the Irish airline Aer Lingus to Dublin Airport. Flights will be offered year-round except in January and February. The route will be offered on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, according to Indianapolis Airport Authority Executive Director Mario Rodriguez.
Aer Lingus is a great amalgamation of a low-cost carrier and a business carrier. So you got a business first class, and you've got a carrier that could take you to Europe at a very reasonable cost. So it democratizes the ability of people to get to Europe, and it also gives the business community what they need.
Round-trip fares for the route are expected to cost about $800. That's a savings from most indirect flights, which could cost around $1,000. Indianapolis Airport hasn't offered a direct transatlantic route since 2020, when flights by Delta Airlines to Paris's Charles de Gaulle Airport were called off due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is doing an about-face on declaring a shortage of the drugs Mounjaro and Zepbound, which are both made by Eli Lilly and Company. After intense public pressure and a lawsuit, the FDA backtracked on its earlier decision and said the shortage of the two weight loss drugs is not over, meaning pharmacies are allowed to keep selling unbranded copies. The extraordinary turn of events has caused confusion for patients who rely on the cheaper, off-brand versions and for compounding pharmacies that have been allowed to make them as long as the official shortage continued. The FDA's sudden shift highlights challenges regulators and the pharmaceutical industry have faced amid unprecedented demand for the blockbuster weight loss drugs. The recent upheaval began October 2nd when the FDA declared that Mounjaro and Zepbound shortage over after almost 2 years. That effectively shut off access to a source estimated to be used by millions of patients, triggering what pharmacists have described as a deluge of calls and text messages from panicked prescribers and patients. Eli Lilly has waged an aggressive legal campaign against compounded medications. The company stands to lose millions of dollars from the competition. Mounjaro brought in $3.1 billion in sales in the second quarter alone, and Zepbound brought in $1.2 billion. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana, your bold future starts here. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, our Engage Indiana events take place in every region of the state. Discover when we'll be in your area at ibj.com/engage.
The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission has issued a warning to consumers to immediately stop using an electric scooter made by South Bend-based Swagtron. The commission cited fire and burn hazards related to the company's Swagger 5 Boost commuter electric scooters. Sold in black or silver colors with Swagger 5 printed in large lettering on the stem of the handlebars, the commission said that it has received 7 reports of the electric scooters overheating, smoking, melting, or igniting. The Safety Commission says it has requested information regarding the product to no avail and has also requested that Swagtron recall the product, but has yet to get a response from the company. Inside Indiana Business reached out to the company on Friday, but also did not receive a response. Thanks to funding by the Lilly Endowment, nearly 70 community organizations are joining the cause to help Indiana's young children attain better educational outcomes. Early Learning Indiana announced this month that 68 organizations are joining the Not-for-Profits initiative and getting $23 million in total. The grants are meant to build a foundation for Indiana toddlers so they can start their education on the right foot. Each organization receiving funding focuses on parenting support, childcare access, early literacy teaching, or early detection of development needs. Zelestra, a renewable energy company headquartered in Spain, has begun construction on a solar farm in Jasper County. When complete, the solar farm will provide energy to Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, which is building a massive data center campus in southern Indiana. Zelestra says the 60-megawatt solar farm will help advance Indiana's renewable energy efforts. Details of the company's financial investment into the project were not disclosed. Inside Indiana Business was unable to reach the company for additional information. Zylestra has tapped renewable energy company Greening to construct the solar farm. Director of the Idle-George Art Museum, Catherine High, is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast, hosted by Gary Dick, presented by PNC. A weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Marek Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.